Hi, Liam Ward here at LearnTheHarmonica.com. Christmas is coming and this is my first festive song of the season. Today we're looking at Oh Holy Night on a G harmonica. Don't go anywhere. So I'll let you into a little secret. Oh Holy Night is my favourite Christmas tune of all time. I just absolutely love it. I just think it's got a load of emotion in it and it's really, really powerful. This is not my arrangement. This is Joe Falisco's. I have borrowed it from him. Don't worry, I've got his blessing. He doesn't mind. But I do suggest you go and check out Joe Falisco's channel. His link is on the page now, so you can go and see his channel. If you don't know Joe Falisco, he's one of the best harmonica players in the world, and he's so worth checking out. There's some single notes, some bends, a little bit of tongue slapping. There's some octaves in there, and it's really good use of dynamics as well. So there's a lot to put into it. I'll just let you hear it first, so I'm going to play it in full, and then we'll go in and see the tab. So, there's quite a lot of lines to get through, and I've split it into 3 parts to make that a little bit easier, so we'll go through part by part. So the first part is from Oh Holy Night up to He Appears and the Soul Felt Its Worth. So the first line goes something like this. So we've got Oh holy night, the stars are brightly shining. And we are starting on hold 2 blow. And then to 3 blow. For Oh holy night. Now, if you are tongue blocking, you might want to do a little bit of a slap. Don't make it too obvious. You don't want... But maybe a little subtle... Just a little bit like that. Just a little chordal thing to kind of bring out a little bit more than just the bare melody. There's a bit of that in Joe's playing. He's probably the best around at doing that sort of stuff. So listen to his stuff as well. But yeah, put a little bit of a slap in there if possible. Now we've got some great practice at bending this note. It's possible to play this melody further up the harmonica, but it sounds so lovely on the low register of a G harmonica, which is a low harmonica anyway, that it fits really well there, but it's good practice for the bends, because the next part, the stars are brightly shining. We've got 3 blow and then 3 draw second bend twice, and then 2 draw second bend, then 3 draw second bend, and then 4 blow, and then 2 draw. You might notice there was a 3 blow earlier in the line, and then a 2 draw, here. They're the same notes, as you will know. It's down to you where you want to put them. I've put them where I think is most strategically possible. I think it's something like the arrangement that Joe has done in his video. I don't know exactly where he's playing the 3 blows and 2 draws, but it seems to make sense to me to put them where they are, but it's up to you. So that's the first line. Da, 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 da. Then we've got, 'tis the night of our dear Saviour's birth. Now there's a little wiggle near the end there. We'll talk about that in a minute. But 'tis the night. 2 blow, 1 draw, 1 blow. And then we've got 2 blow, 2 draw, second bend, 2 draw. Of our dear. And then Saviour's. We've got a 2 draw second bend, but Joe does a kind of little wiggle to get that melodic shift. So you're trying to release that bend, the 2. It might not be quite up to the natural 2 draw note, but you're definitely releasing it and then bringing it down again. And then down to the 1 draw and then the 1 blow. So you put that full line together. Again, really good practice for putting those bends in and moving that bend and making it accurate as possible. Then the next line is going to be the same as the first line. Long lay the world in sin and error pining. So we've got all those 2 draws, 3 blows, and then the bends finishing up on the 2 draw. So same tab. The fourth line is not the same as the second line though. We've got... Good practice again because we're starting on the first bend on 2 draw, okay? An often overlooked note for a lot of players, especially blues players, who are used to hitting that second bend on 2 because it gives you really that gutsy flattened 7th note in second position. Now, here we want to get the first bend on 2 for he appears. If we hit the second bend, it's too low, too flat. So then the 2 blow and the 3 draw, and then we've got 2 draw, 3 draw second bend, 3 draw twice, and then 4 blow, and then 3 draw, 2 blow. Okay. So that line in full. I should mention, by the way, just as I said on the first line about maybe putting some slaps in, you can choose where to slap these notes. If you're tongue blocking, you might slap that 3 draw, perhaps. You might slap the 3 draws, the 4 blow, and the held note. So at the end of that line, worth. If that's held for 4 beats, you might tap it 4 times with your tongue. But again, you don't want them to be too obvious. It's quite subtle. You know, this is a almost quite gentle song. At least at this point, it does build, especially in part 3. It really comes alive. But you want to try and keep it sort of mellow. So that's part 1. Let's have a go at playing part 1 in full before we move on. So we'll go from the top. Brilliant. So we've got part 2 now, which is only 2 lines. We've got a thrill of hope, the weary world rejoices. And the first line goes like this. So we've got two draw twice, and I should say a lot of the time you might want to drop that first note. And it's the same with the first note of the second line. It does fit, you can put it in, and if you hear the lyrics, a thrill of hope. But I think Joe drops it in his version, at least in the video he's done, and it makes sense to drop it sometimes just because you can be squashing it in. A thrill, and it doesn't necessarily need it. So you could just go from thrill of hope. Anyway, so we've got one or two draws, and then we have 3 draw second bend, 1 draw, 2 draw, 3 draw second bend, 2 draw, 4 blow, 2 blow, 3 draw second bend, 2 draw. It's a lovely melody, really moves quite nicely. And then the second line, quite similar, but we've got... So you'll notice the only difference is right near the end of that line, we don't put the 3 draw second bend in. We go straight from the 2 blow to the 2 draw. And as I said, the first note of that line, you could drop that off as well. So just, yonder breaks a new and glorious morn. Could just leave that out. So let's have a go at playing part 2 in full. And then we get to the really cool part 3. We've got loads of octaves here. It really builds, and I just really liked what Joe did in his version, putting all these octaves in to give it a big lift from all those low notes. We haven't gone above hole 4, I don't think, at this point, and then suddenly hits us with all these octaves. I must apologise, my octaves are a little bit out of tune on this instrument. This is a bit of an old harmonica, and harmonicas go out of tune, and if you don't retune them, they can be a little bit dodgy. Now, I know Joe's a stickler for octaves, and, you know, I don't like an octave that's out of tune. I can't afford to get a new one at the minute. You know, Christmas is coming up. You can always donate to my website. Hey. So I apologise. They'll be a little bit out of tune. But they sound really, really cool at this point in the song. It really builds. Because we've got my favourite bit in the song coming up. Fall on your knees. Oh, hear the angels' voices. And so on. So that was fall on your knees. So we've got a 4 and a 7 blow octave. Now, if your octaves aren't quite there, look at my lessons on octaves and do some work on that and come back when you're ready. Or just play the higher of the 2 notes in the octave, okay, is what I would recommend for now. But I'm assuming you've got the octaves. So we've got a 4-7 blow octave and then a 3-7 draw octave, because remember the draw octaves are further apart when they're higher up the instrument. And then we play a 6 draw. And you might say, well, why aren't we playing the 6 draw octave? The thing is, we don't have the note that's an octave down from a 6 draw. It would be a bend on 3, second bend on 3. So we can't play that bend and the 6 draw at the same time. Or at least I can't. So we're just going to play the 6 draw on its own, which means a little bit of tongue movement to kind of tongue block that note again. And then we go back to an octave on 3-7 draw. So we get... except nicer than that. So we get... that was a little bit better. So you've got to try and get that movement from the octaves to the single note and then back. Fall on your knees. Again, as earlier with the held notes, you might want to slap those, but do it gently, subtle slaps. That kind of gentle little vamping in the background there. Next line we have, oh, hear the angels' voices. So we have... Okay, so we have 3-7 draw octave, then 4-7 blow, 4-8 draw, 3-6 blow 3 times, and mine's horribly out of tune, sorry, and then 4-7 blow twice. And because I was holding that last one, I was going da, 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 slapping it a little bit with my tongue. The next bit, I really love the way Joe does this. He kind of bends the first note and then plays an octave. So he sort of puts a little bit of a bend on that 8 blow, and then he pulls in the 5 blow, 8 blow octave. So it's sort of... And the 8 blow bend is a little bit dirty, so it's not completely clean. He's allowing the adjacent note to come through as well. It's just a little something to add. I haven't quite mastered the way he does it, but listen to his version of it. Really, really cool. You could just play the octave, the 5 blow, 8 blow octave, and then we have 4-8 draw, and then 3-6 blow, and then 4-7 blow. So without that kind of bend at the start, you just get... Night divine. Okay, if you put the little bend thing in, but Joe makes it sound cooler than I do. Then we have Oh Night When Christ Was Born. Now we've got a 6 blow in here, and again we're going to have to play a 6 draw in here, and we're going to have to play that as a single note rather than with the octave note below it, because we don't have that note. So a little bit of juggling here between octaves and single notes. I didn't say it was easy, so it goes something like this. So we have a 3-7 draw octave, and then a 6 draw, oh, and then night is 3-6 blow octave. When is the same, 3-6 blow octave. And then Christ, we go to 6 draw again. So it has to be a single note. And you can put a little bit of a bend on that. So start with a little bit of a bend and release it. So it's what I call a scoop. And then we go back to the 3-6 blow. Oh, it's horribly out of tune. Buy a new harmonica, Liam. So that line in full again. Two lines to go and then we've made it. So the next line goes... So we have 4-7 blow, and then 4-8 draw, and then 3-6 blow, 5-8 blow, and then 4-8 draw, and then 4-7 blow. So that's O Night, and then Divine, and then O Night again. And then our final line is just O Night Divine. And you might want to slow that down so it doesn't have to be kind of the tempo of the song. You can... and do a little bit of a tremolo. You could do a tongue slap, but it might be a bit too much. Tongue flutter. So maybe just a kind of... to kind of taper that out. Let's have a go at playing part 3 and then we'll play the song in full. So we go from Fall on Your Knees. Absolutely fantastic. So we've made it through. Let's have a go at the whole thing in full. We'll go from the top. See if you can play along with me. I'm going to be back with another lesson next week, and I take requests, so please put your comments beneath the video. Also email me, contact@LearnTheHarmonica.com, and find me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram to give me your requests for songs and techniques and things you'd like me to teach. I try and get through as many as possible. Don't forget to click like and also share with your friends and subscribe for free harmonica lessons every single week. I'll see you soon. Cheers.